Have you ever tried to record your mutes and it doesn't play back in the arranger mode? So if we was to go to mutes, and then let's say we want to mess around with our 808, we're going to hit overdub and play start to record. So let's say we have something like that, and then if we go to main, and then we go back to our arranger view, so you can hear that it doesn't play back the mutes that we had initially put. So the easiest workaround for all of this is actually quite simple. You're just gonna go to mutes this time again, but you're gonna hit the automation button. Never forget the automation button. If you have this automation button on, it will record that. Now let's try that again. Overdub and play start. Just to kind of like space it out so you can really hear the difference. Then go back to our arranger view and make sure you always want to take it off after you're done so you don't like record any other automations that you didn't purposely do. The other workaround would have had been, you would have to go to your track, hold down on your track, you could bounce to audio track. But the thing about doing that, I'm gonna just show you that real quick. So you would just bounce it to audio track. As you can see, it takes time to do that. But the beauty about using a wave, you can just hold down and you can either reverse it, you can mute it, and you can also copy it over. But obviously that would still take a while, as you can see, just to load all of that stuff. So it's good that we have our mutes. Now you're probably wondering, oh, well, what happened if I mess up? How can I go back in to redo it? But I'm gonna show you that later on in the video, so make sure you watch this whole video. But for now, let's just get started on our song structure and how we're gonna use the arranger. So the first thing first is just to hit main again. And if you don't have your arranger on the sidebar menu, I promise you it's gonna be a good workflow if you do have it here. So if you're just starting off, go to menu, wherever the arranger is, just hold it down and then just drag it over and just have it on your sidebar menu. Then we go inside our arranger view. Usually this is where you're gonna have all your tracks and your main beat. So this is the main beat. And I got switch ups throughout the whole thing because this is a 16 bar loop, but remember we're in 132, so actually 16 bar loop is 8 bars. So for those that are new to producing, just realize if you're in a higher tempos that you just gotta like cut it in half. And this is what they call double time. So this is pretty much an 8 bar loop. Now the way we can arrange this fast is just by going to edit up here and just double the length a few times. 64 or 128 is good. We could just start with 64. Now, from here, the way we will arrange it, you could easily just, go all the way to the end, bring this loop down to whatever part you want, and, just use your mutes and just start building your track that way. Now, a better way will be is actually go up here where it says beats, bars, and ticks, double click that. Now, if it pops up on time, you want to switch to the next tab, locator. And locator is just your markers. So you just want to set one of your markers. We could call this the intro, and your markers is just going to be your songwriting format. So from your intro, from your hook and your verse and your pre-chorus, you don't have to get so caught up about song structure because this is just something that really comes down to the vibe. We have the intro, and then we could set another one and we can name this our hook, and we could set another one and we can name this our verse. Now for the intro, I just want the intro to play out for about 4 bars. But remember, you gotta think about double time because 4 bars is really just 2 bars. So, that's fine with me. I'll do it for 2 bars. I don't have to change nothing up here, but right here, when it comes to the hook, I want the marker to jump in on the 5th bar. You don't want it to jump in on the 4th bar because the thing is, this second part right here represents the beats. This represents the bars, the first number, and this represents the beat. So if you had it on 4, you're telling it to come in on the 4th bar, beat 1. But we want to start our sequence after that 4th bar to then go into our hook. So that's why we're going to do 5. So you do kind of have to, be strategic with it, but it's not anything crazy. You do this a couple of times, you're going to get it. Now, the beauty about setting up the markers is that you can hold down shift and then hit intro or hit your hook or hit your verse or any other markers that you have set up. You can only set up 6. So now I can even just hit the intro and we could work on the intro. Now there's many workflows you could do from here to like kind of just break down stuff. You could even just go to your tracks. This is where your tracks is gonna be. And if you can't really see the names or anything, you could just hit this zoom tool. You can also add in tracks from here. So this makes your workflow efficient because you can start, you know, adding in other drums and plugins while you're in this arranger view so you can see where you at in the song. So I could even come to down here, 808s. Let's say I want to take that out. I could just easily press erase, you know, and press do it. No 808s. And I could do that with the drums. Erase. And I could just press undo to have it back. Now, I could also just use my mutes with the trick that I taught you. I could just have this on right and overdub and play start, and I'm gonna just take out my drums in the 808. Stop that, take it off the mutes, and then go back to the arranger view. So the only thing is, you can see that I kind of messed up. I should have had it come back in. So you don't necessarily want to just work in the exact amount of bars. You probably want to work in the bars going in. But either way, here's the way you would fix your automation. And it's simple. All you have to do is go to grid view of that track. So let's start off with our 808s. Go to grid view, go to velocity. So let me just run it back, because if you're somewhere right here, you just want to go to automation, then hit this up arrow, then you hit velocity, double tap, and then you're going to see your track event mutes. And then you're going to see where your mutes come in at, and then you can see where we could kind of zoom out at. Now you just want to have this pencil tool, and I'm just going to come down like that, get this bar right, so that, because this is where, actually, we want to come all the way down here, because this is where the hook is going to be. We want our 808 to come in right there. Perfect. That even sounds good. And then what we could even do is, you know, go to arranger, go to our drums, grid view, and then remember automation, pull up arrow, go to the track mutes, and we can have our drums come in like at that second half. That's why I was kind of hearing in my head. Boom. Yeah, okay. So this is a quick little video. Now, if you want to more in-depth of the functions and everything and a better songwriting structure, then watch this video next. Once you watch that, come back to this video, and then you will realize you don't need no other videos after that, bro. And make sure you check out the ebooks that I have. It gives you a lot of different tips and tricks, you know, from 2.0, but you can still use it in 3.0. Like and subscribe, and until next time, peace.